While other major American cities boast about their skylines and attractions, Atlanta harbors a shocking secret. It's been completely destroyed and rebuilt from the ashes. First burned to the ground during the Civil War, then rising to become the birthplace of America's most influential civil rights leader, only to be transformed yet again into a modern entertainment empire where your favorite movies are filmed behind closed doors. This isn't just another southern city. It's a resilient powerhouse that turns devastation into destiny. Welcome back to our family adventure series. I'm thrilled to announce that Georgia marks our 27th state visited. We are officially halfway to our goal of exploring all 50 states with our girls. This milestone feels extra special in a city as vibrant and historically significant as Atlanta.
There is so much to do here in Atlanta that it can truly be overwhelming where to start.
Would you believe that the vault at the World of Coca Cola contains one of the most closely guarded secrets in history? Or the Georgia Aquarium houses creatures so rare that scientists thought they were extinct until recently?
And as a New Yorker, I wanted the best experience when I come here to Atlanta. So I can't give you guys the advice as a New Yorker, right? I need a local. And so I've partnered with my friend Marco. He is a local here in Atlanta, lived here his whole life, and he's gonna be helping me give you the best advice possible on what to do, eat, and see in the area.
We'll be brutally honest as we rate each experience out of 5 stars, revealing which attractions are worth your hard-earned money and which are absolute wastes of time. But which Atlanta experience earned our family's perfect score? You'll have to stick around to find out, and don't miss our crucial what not to do section at the end. Trust me, these tips will save your trip from a potential disaster. So grab your sweet tea and join our family of 4 as we uncover the true essence of Atlanta, a city where history, culture, and Southern charm collide in the most unexpected ways.
Did you know that Atlanta was the birthplace of Coca-Cola in 1886?
We started our trip at the World of Coca Cola. The centerpiece of the whole experience is their dramatic vault that supposedly contains the legendary secret recipe, one of the most closely guarded trade secrets in business history.
I heard. Okay, sorry.
What they don't prominently feature in their museum displays is that the original Coca-Cola formula contained approximately 9 milligrams of cocaine per glass. Yes, you heard that right, cocaine. Cocaine! But don't worry, they stopped that back in 1903. The real highlight of this place isn't the history, it's the tasting room, where they have unleashed over 100 different Coca-Cola products from around the world on unsuspecting visitors.
The beverage lab. This is the main reason I came here. There are over 100 flavors of different sodas here. Some have been released to the masses, some are only regional, and some have literally been discontinued. Bella, you want to try the cotton candy soda? Okay.
We sampled everything from their infamous new Coke disaster of 1985, a marketing catastrophe so massive it only lasted 77 days before being pulled from shelves.
We're gonna try the new Coke. This is the one that was banned. Probably shouldn't have too much. Ready, Bella? We're gonna try this. This is the new Coke. Ready, cheers. Salud.
Tastes like Coke.
It does taste like Coke, but it's like more like an intense version of Coke. More like strong of a flavor, like sharp, like it's like, ee.
It's a little more flat, but it tastes more like fruity to me.
Fruity?
Yeah, like a little more fruity, sweet.
Definitely is more flat. I agree with you on that. Bella, do you like it? Yeah?
To the downright bizarre cucumber Sprite that's apparently a hit in Romania.
Romania, Sprite with cucumber. Let's try it. Ooh, that is, bro, they gotta have this in the US. This is amazing. A+ on this one. Sprite, this.
Poor Bella was determined to try every single flavor.
This is the new cotton candy drink. What do you think? Yeah?
No.
Fanta with passion fruit. This is only available in Uganda. We got Inca Cola. This one is a yellow cola. This one kind of tastes like bubble gum a little bit. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Fanta apple kiwi. What do you think?
Good.
You can make your own flavor Coca-Cola here, or soda. Fruity, okay.
I want cherry.
Cherry, okay. Peach. This is the drink that Bella and I designed. It is a cherry and honey and peach. Ready? Salud. Let's see. What do you think?
Love too bubbly.
Too bubbly? Maybe we're not meant to be Coca-Cola creators yet, but we could get better.
So how many stars does World of Coca Cola earn in our family rating scale? I give it a perfect 5 stars, but I may be biased because Diet Coke is my favorite drink. We desperately needed a proper meal, but here's something they don't warn you about in the Atlanta travel guides. This city's food scene comes with a serious sugar warning. We headed to the highly recommended Atlanta Breakfast Club for lunch, and while the food was genuinely delicious, everything was sweet. And I don't mean just like a little sweet, I'm talking Southern style, knock off your socks sweet. But don't get me wrong, they absolutely nailed their savory offerings. Their chicken and waffles were nothing short of incredible. And if you visit, that is definitely my top recommendation. I give the Atlanta Breakfast Club 4 out of 5 stars. And with that, we called it a day since we had been awake since 4 a.m. for our early morning flight from New York City. The next morning, I had big goals. See as much of the city as possible before the sunset. But could it be done? We woke up in our beautiful wander home, which was only 15 minutes away from the major attractions, to the sounds of chirping birds and promise.
For me, I prefer to stay at Wander Properties. I've talked about them before if you've watched my travel guides, and there's a reason for it. It's because I generally travel with my whole family, so we need a lot of space. And let's be real, they're just really luxurious, and they have really cool amenities that you don't get in a hotel. Now, this is in Midtown Atlanta. It is close to all of the major attractions. So we have this beautiful chef's kitchen here, and there's a gorgeous dining area, and then we have this stunning living room. It's just so beautiful. And then the outside area, you gotta see this. This is the showstopper right here. This huge saltwater pool. Freaking beautiful. I wish I could have a pool like this. Well, we can dream, can't we? And then there's 6 bedrooms in this property. 6. And they all have king-size beds. I mean, that is amazing. We got a whole shower room situation going on here, right? This freestanding tub in the shower? I mean, have you seen this before? This is beautiful. We got a movie room upstairs. We got a rooftop. But the moment I've stayed in Wander the first time, I just fell in love with it. And it's just like so cool to be able to see how they've grown as a company and like all the different Wanders that they've opened. But yeah, if you haven't tried a Wander, highly recommend it. I actually have a discount code to save $250 off your first stay. So who doesn't like to save money? Use that money to do something more fun, maybe going out to a nice restaurant or something here in Atlanta. There's so many great things to do. Check it out.
For a second day, I set an almost laughably ambitious goal. 5 major Atlanta attractions with 2 young kids in tow.
Have noticed.
She like threw up.
All right, just get at it.
And if you're a parent, you're probably already laughing at my naivety. Did you know that Atlanta is one of the few cities in America where you can literally eat world-class food, shop in historic buildings, and accidentally stumble into a zombie apocalypse film set all within a single day? We kicked off our morning at Centennial Olympic Park, which has a darker claim to fame than most people realize. While it was built for the 1996 Olympic Games, it is now better known to millions as one of the filming locations for The Walking Dead. That's right, your cute family photos might be taken in the exact spot where fictional zombies roamed.
See this? See these Olympic rings, these famous Olympic rings? So this is actually where they held the 1996 Olympics. And here in this park, you're going to see a lot of reference to that. One of the coolest things, in my opinion, is the Olympic fountains. From above, it looks like the rings, and you can actually run through it. I'm assuming Bella's gonna wanna do that a little bit later because it's very hot here today.
While visually stunning with its Olympic ring fountains and skyline views, There's honestly not much to do here besides take photos and contemplate how quickly you could escape during an actual zombie apocalypse. I give it a solid 3 stars. Right next to the park, we splurged on tickets for the Skyview Ferris wheel.
Yeah, I was a little bit stunned at the price. For all of us to go, it is $104, but it's like $20-ish per adult, and then a child is $14. Luckily, Chloe's free. But $104, can you believe that? It's 10 minutes. I wanted to do the VIP experience, which is that, like, it looks like that. It has a glass floor, $50 a person. 50. I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Was it worth it? The girls' faces as we reached the top answer that question. It was absolutely magical, but maybe eat beforehand because you won't have much money left for dinner.
I feel like that was really calm and relaxing, although super expensive. $104, wow. You were afraid? What? Yeah. Marco, thoughts?
Scary.
Scary the whole time?
Scary at first. I got over it.
Explain to me the logic of being afraid of a Ferris wheel but not a roller coaster.
I think a roller coaster, you know, you're hooked on and you're going fast, so you can't really have time to. This literally stops in midair and you're like contemplating life.
Ridiculous.
4 stars for the experience, -1 mental star for the price tag.
Woo! Let's go!
However, lunch was essential or we would soon have another meltdown. So the question became, where are we eating? Marco recommended Pon City Market, which might just be the coolest adaptive reuse project in America. What happens when you take a massive abandoned Sears building and fill it with hipster food stalls and boutiques? Magic. That is what happens.
As a New Yorker, I love a food hall. We have several great ones in our city, and here in Atlanta, they know how to do a food hall. We've been to a few of them. Right now, I'm at Ponce City Market, and I have to say, this is so great. They have so many amazing restaurants here. They also have shops.
I have what I can only describe as a religious experience with one of the burritos here. The kind where you take a bite and then just stare in the distance, questioning every food choice you've made up until this point in your life.
If you're coming to Pon City Market, make sure you come to Minero's. They are known for their tacos, their burritos, their margaritas. The burritos here are crazy. This is the best burrito I've ever had in my life. We got the al pastor burrito. It was so juicy and savory and flavorful. It was like a freaking party in my mouth. I don't know how else to explain it. It was nuts. Everything you get in this market is just top of the line. And they have shops upstairs. So boutique shops upstairs. We have mini golf on the roof. So there's a lot going on here.
5 stars, no question. If I lived here, they'd have to roll me out of this place weekly. We had done so much already, but we still needed to reach my goal of 5 attractions in a day. Luckily, the Atlanta Beltline was right next door. This 22-mile trail connects 45 different neighborhoods, which is mind-blowing when you think about the urban planning involved in this.
I'm here at the Atlanta Beltline. Now, this is right outside of Ponce City Market, and one of the things so you gotta do here is ride one of these electric scooters. Bella, do you think I'm gonna be able to do it? Yeah? Okay. Ooh! It's really fast! Oh my god, this thing is so fast! This is legit. This is legit right here. I highly recommend this. You can do it in a dress, you can do it in pants, you can do it in whatever you want, because it requires almost no athletic ability. Maybe not for kids though.
But here's what they don't tell you in the guidebooks. Those rental scooters, they are fast. Like, maybe I should have updated my life insurance fast.
This thing goes way too fast. Way too fast for this.
Despite the near-death experience, this was an absolute 5 out of 5, the perfect way to see the city like a local. Luckily, those scooters gave us new energy, so we capped off our day at the Atlanta Botanical Garden, which, full disclosure, we visited during what must have been a botanical equivalent of like awkward puberty or something, because almost nothing was blooming.
There's always those moments where you want a little touch of nature, and so we came here to the Atlanta Botanical Garden. And it is so beautiful here. If you've ever been to the New York City Botanical Garden, it has a similar vibe, but honestly, I think this one's a little bit prettier. They have Japanese gardens, they have children's gardens, and they have like sculptures hidden throughout it. And one of the things I really wanted to see when we were here is they actually make a woman out of flowers. They also have an Alice in Wonderland display here, which is really cool. And then the orchid show is fabulous. It's just, you feel like you're in a jungle, which is a really cool vibe. Overall, beautiful place to visit. Take a break from the city life.
Still, the canopy walk was pretty cool, and I can only imagine how spectacular this place must have been in spring. So I'm giving this 4 stars with an asterisk because I feel like this would be a perfect 5-star when Mother Nature is cooperating. We actually accomplished our seemingly impossible 5-attraction day, though I collapsed into bed that night wondering if we could even handle the last 2 things to do here. For our final day in Atlanta, we plunged into the Georgia Aquarium, a mind-blowing underwater metropolis housing over 100,000 sea creatures, where unlike most aquariums, you're not just watching the animals, you are literally submerged in their world as massive whale sharks and manta rays glide inches above your head through acrylic tunnels that are engineering marvels in themselves.
This has to be the largest aquarium wall I have ever seen. It's 60 feet across and probably like 40 feet up. And apparently you can do dives in here, which I wish I did. I was curious about the thickness of the glass. Let me show you how thick this glass is so the water doesn't fall through. Come over here. This is how thick this is. It's this thick. It has 6.3 million gallons of water in this tank.
We were absolutely mesmerized by the beluga whales whose eerily human-like expressions seem to follow us from behind the glass.
I have never seen beluga whales in any aquarium on this planet, and there are 4 of them here. The variety of wildlife here is unmatched to any other aquarium on this planet.
While the sea otters put on what I can only describe as an Olympic-level performance of aquatic gymnastics. What's truly shocking about this place isn't just its staggering size or the fact that it houses the only whale sharks in captivity outside of Asia, but how they've managed to create interactive experiences every step of the way. We give it a solid 5 stars. After the underwater magic of the Georgia Aquarium, we headed to Stone Mountain Park. This is home to the largest exposed piece of granite in the world, spanning an impressive 3,200 acres.
When I was doing my research for Atlanta, I came across this crazy natural formation that is called Stone Mountain Park. I have never seen anything like this except one other time in Colombia. It is literally a giant granite boulder that rose out of the ground from magma pushing it out about 300 million years ago and formed this insane structure that just looks like it's just been placed here.
The photos online promised breathtaking views, scenic trails, and family-friendly attractions.
I really want to go up to Stone Mountain, but I'm not gonna lie, either today's just an off day for Stone Mountain Park or I don't know what, but they are so disorganized here. They literally don't have a conductor for the gondola. What? And we paid for it, so we got our money back. And then the dino park that they normally have, they closed it today, even though it's not closed on the website. And on top of that, the train, they have a train that you can also take, and that's not running either. So like nothing's running here. But with that said, it is really cool to see it. It would be nice to take the gondola up, but apparently they just are a mess today. That's all I can tell you guys. Looks cool. I can't experience anything.
What should have been our grand finale became an exercise in managing 2 disappointing kids, earning Stone Mountain a frustrating 2 out of 5 stars. These points are awarded solely because even when the park management fails, the impressive granite dome remains a natural marvel. After 3 days of exploring Atlanta's highs and lows, I've learned exactly what you should not do in this city. Listen closely because these next few minutes might be the most valuable part of this entire video.
All right, so I worked with Marco, the local, on this list of things to avoid when visiting here. So number 1, if you're visiting, you should try to avoid visiting in August because that's when it's the hottest here. So it's just a little bit uncomfortable. The rest of the year, it's lovely to visit, but I would just say avoid that month. Number 2, Peachtree Street or Peachtree versions of a street. There are over 70 Peachtree related streets here. So just make sure that you have the right one when you're going. Hi, Bella. Okay, you want to be in this? That's fine. This is for my YouTube video. So yeah, there's a lot of Peachtree streets, so just avoid Peachtree Street confusion. Number 3 was airport. Okay, this airport is one of the biggest airports in the United States, so just plan extra time when you're going there. Always like crazy, man. Always plan for at least 2 hours, even if you're flying domestically, because it's just enormous. So it takes a lot more time than you expect. And number 4, avoid tourist traps like the Varsity. This is a drive-in restaurant. It's actually the largest drive-in restaurant, I think, in the United States. It's kind of a tourist trap and a lot of tourists will go there. So it's not that great. The food isn't that great. There's like a ton of amazing restaurants here in Atlanta. So don't go to like a chain restaurant. Go to one of the local restaurants. And with that, those are 4 things you should avoid. Now, I told you at the beginning of this video that I would say my favorite thing to do here out of all the things that we featured in this video, and I've been thinking about it, and it's pretty hard because like I really enjoyed every single part of Atlanta. I think the thing that stands out for me was World of Coca Cola, because there is nothing like that anywhere else in any other city that I've been to, but everything was amazing. So I would say don't miss World of Coca Cola, but I loved everything here. Thanks so much for joining us in Atlanta. I hope you liked it as much as I did. And if you liked it, well, check out my other travel guides, because I have a ton of them across the entire US and the world. And if you're visiting New York, check out my channel, because I have over 200 videos on visiting New York City. I'll see you next time. Bye.